Let's quickly unbox these packages, these new subscription boxes that just dropped from Planything. And if you would like to see what fun goodies are included, keep it locked right here. What's up, everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is our first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas, and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. As you can see, we have two new subscription boxes that just dropped from Planything on July 15, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I'm finally opening these boxes for you. And let's get to the planner subscription first before we open the washi tape subscription. So all the details will be in the description, and if you would like to shop these boxes, my affiliate link will be in the description, and discount codes do not apply on the current subscription boxes. For the past boxes and anything else, my code Priya10 earns you 10% off every time you shop. And without any further ado, let's get started.
A special thanks to Amber from Planything who sent me these goodies so that I could share with all of you. The boxes themselves come in beautiful packages, and usually I like to save the packaging. And we do have a pen, some washi tapes, the sticker book, and double sided pattern paper. I will get to all of these one by one, but let's get started with the washi tapes. So here I'm using the pen, which is a black ink pen, and I'm using a Planything notepad or a notebook in the A5 size. I'm not sure if it's still available, but this was something I had picked up from Planything. It's a nice size, just enough to keep all the swatches of your washi collection. I don't swatch everything from my collection, but for the sub boxes especially, I love to have a good visual of what I have in my collection. So that way it gets easier while I decide on what to go with for my spreads. And now that's done, let's move the washi tapes aside and get to the rest of the items. I love when the pattern papers are double sided when I pick up something, and it is usually the Planything ones that used to be in a slightly bigger size, but nowadays it comes in an A5, which I'm okay with. I love that I can use them in a variety of ways, and you see how the double sided ones, it does leave you torn at times because both the sides are pretty, especially look at this one. And you have three sheets. So these are the three designs if you want to see it in one glance. And this is the other side. Which ones would you pick?
And now we have a 20 sticker sheet sticker book. It is nice and filled with all the Mediterranean vibes. And let's get to the flip through now. Really beautiful illustrations, some of the Santorini Greece ones. And you have some bigger ones also to create some gorgeous scenes. So you have two sheets of each. And again, I love this Amalfi Coast vibes. I used to love going to Italy, and Amalfi Coast is wonderful any time of the year. And these are some staples, some Italian staples, like the olive oil and your sundresses and your bruschetta and your cappuccino, of course. You do have some proper cafes and vineyards and all the Italian landmarks like the Vespa and some food and lots of fun, good time around food. So again, beautiful Tuscan scenes. So two sheets again, and you do have some village, all these cliffside views and some olives, of course. It's really gorgeous, and I can't wait to get some of these stickers used right away. So these are some really pretty perfectly coordinated stickers on the functional side. You do have some desert scenes, more like the Mediterranean, the what do you call, the jasmine kind of, the Princess Jasmine kind of vibes. And you do have two sheets again. This is also the Mediterranean side, more like the Morocco and all of those sides. You do have the camels and all of those gorgeous lanterns. And of course, you do have different sized elements in here, along with some pretty functional elements. And you do have some of these stickers which are new. This is interesting. I had not watched any of the flip throughs, or I did not take a peek until I started with the video. So this is going to be really interesting. You can use it like a Polaroid as a whole, or you can use it as separate elements. So you have them in different sizes. So it's a good number you are being given, and that is the sticker book. And all of these are part of the planner subscription box that just dropped, and these washi tapes. So that is our planner sub box. And now let's get to the washi tape subscription, the black and white collection. And again, the name of the subscription and all the details will be in the description, including all the sizes. And as you can see, we have six washi tapes in here, four of the slimmer ones and two of the wider ones. So let's just quickly swatch this.
The washi tape sub box has two of the 1.5 centimeter washi tapes and four of the 0.8 centimeter washi tapes. So those are really nice sizes, and you can use them in a lot of different ways. And if you would like to see fun ideas to try in your planners or journals, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel and you turn on the bell notification.
So these are the next six washi tapes, part of the washi tape sub box. And can you see how different each of them are? And I think this is a staple in anybody's washi tape stash. So if you are not sure of how to use them, please stay tuned to my channel so that I can share some ideas on how you can get started. Lots of interesting patterns. Some of these you may have seen, like these two popular ones, but the others are new patterns, and I'm really excited to get started with these. So without any further ado, let's get started with our plan with me.
So I'm now back in my journal, the B5 journal from Archer and Olive. And I have a couple of Mojo Jojo plans sticker books at the bottom just to make the space stable. And you can use my code Priya10 for all of these shops you see here. And I really want to use this one because this is such a unique item. And I really love to challenge myself. I'm just being a bit careful here so that I don't rip any of these precious stickers. As you can see, it is in two parts. You can use it like so, but you will see how I decide to go with the inside part as well, because for a couple of reasons. One, yeah, you need to put that down straight. Yeah, just lifting off the corner helps. And then I think this way I can lay down the stickers, and if I have to move any of the elements around, I think the plastic backing from the sticker will be very helpful. Again, I'm like trying to center it as much as possible because these are all fragile elements and I do not want to rip any of these. And I am still deciding on what will go on these Polaroids, but let's get the Dutch doors going first. And I'm back to my tried and tested gyro cut. And I usually don't use gyro cut for straight lines, but this time, since there is a bit of curves, and I'm also trying to make sure I don't cut into the Polaroid sticker, I'm using the gyro cut, and for the straight edges, other than these, I'm using the scissors. And if you're just wondering what that tool I just used was, it is called a gyro cut, and I do have a tutorial to get some tips to you on how you can get started. If you are somebody who is into paper crafting, that's a really nice tool to have. So that is my small scissors, and I find that the smaller size really helps me get into the smaller, hard to reach areas, especially closer to the spine, as you can see. And that is from Journal C. And I usually have it that handy. And my code Priya can earn you 8% off at Journal C. And I'm going to finish my Dutch doors on the other side. And yeah, just trying to make sure I am being gentle. That did not quite happen. And I'm going to also take off this part. And yeah, I mean, you can use it as a single piece, but then I personally think that you do have a higher risk of tearing that one if you are holding it all together in one go. Because as you can see, there are areas where the sticker is really thin, so you might want to take your time and be gentle with them. So I would like to also see some size difference in here, because not all the Polaroid film strips are going to be the same size. So I'm going to kind of tilt it the other way here, but still you should be able to see that it's a Polaroid, and I think it's good. Yeah, that's the next one. That was quite a difference in size, but I don't mind. Do you? Let me know if you have done something with these. So these are things that I like to try in my journals, especially these days. I love when that creativity is just wide open and you have all the options and possibilities to try, especially in your creative journal or anything of that sort. Because I think that if you are doing Dutch doors and such interactive elements in your planners, there is not much room to play around with. Am I right? So that is the reason I think journaling spreads are starting to be my favorites lately, because otherwise it's just a matter of decorating your to-do list. And let me know how you are liking this, if you have done something similar or if you are hoping to try something similar. And also, please let me know. I know this will be dropping a couple of days after the actual sub box has been released to new subscribers. So please let me know if you have grabbed this box already. And if you are planning to get it, even if you have grabbed it, let me know what ideas you have for these Polaroids. And I thought this was a fun way of bringing some interest, especially for the summer vacation vibes. You could use it in your memory keeping journals for sure. And I do know a lot of people who do that. Do you by any chance have a memory keeping journal? Because I personally would prefer the um, discount system for that, because I think it does give more options for growing into whatever and how many inserts you need. So that way, I think because the book bound system is already, the spine is all bound, I don't think it does have much of a give. And I really don't like when the journal gets too chunky. Sometimes it's just hard to write towards the end. And I'm really not a fan of that. I'm sure a lot of people do use journals even if they do get a lot chunkier. And this is going to be the next Dutch door, as you can see. And once I have that a bit more centered, I can move to the back. After cutting this part, of course, so that way it gets easier to kind of play around with the back part, because there is not much thinking process involved after that. Otherwise, you have to really be mindful of where you place the sticker. And I'm just going with 3 Polaroid strips. And yeah, looks like I did not cut it all the way through. So on to the next one. Again, this is going to be another horizontal set of Dutch doors, as you can see. And if you're somebody who is new to the whole setup of creative journaling and Dutch doors, I know it has been a thing for a while now, and I know a lot of folks have dived nose down, just like me. And there are many more people who are still not sure of where to start and how to get started. I get asked these questions quite a lot. So I think first pro tip I can give you is do not overthink. Just do it. You may not like the first couple of ones you do. You might just surprise yourself, because that's how creativity works sometimes. You just don't overthink, just let the process unfold, and you will be pleasantly surprised. And it's a great way of using what you have. Don't go and buy things that you don't need. Just try to get started with what you have. And then once you find out what you like and what you don't like, then you can think of buying things new, something fun. All of those can be later. But starting off, it is just a matter of taking that first step. And I want something small for the smaller Polaroid. And I'm really trying to keep this part, the middle part, very, very more. I want it to be more the Centauri vibes. But I think that's a bit too small, because that frame is just there. And yeah, I don't want that edge right there. And you see the advantage of that backing now. When you think of moving things around, you do have the option, and that is our first Polaroid. And I think I'll just go ahead and trim the bottom. And it is, yeah, it just makes it look so much better. And yeah, I think that's perfect. And let's so save those scraps, because we will put them to use. Don't waste any of the scraps. I know a lot of people would have thought of discarding that, but not me. And we have all of these gorgeous scenes. Let me know if you have been to the Mediterranean side. I have been to Italy, and I have been to all the Tuscan villages, and even the Amalfi Coast have done. Greece is something I've not been to so far. I hope to someday. So that's a gorgeous view through the window. Again, I'm trying not to repeat the scenes or similar images. And yeah, let me know if you've actually been to Santorini or Greece, and if you have been to Greece, which islands did you visit? I hope to get there someday, and it's definitely on my bucket list. And these give out beautiful Mediterranean summertime vibes, and I love how vibrant those blue and white are. And I think that Polaroid needs a bigger element, so that's why I switched it out for a slightly bigger one. And yeah, that can make do with some of the smaller elements. And if I can just trim off a tad bit at the bottom, I think it would fit better. And that is going to be perfect. So now we have these two smaller Polaroids, saving the scrap again. And I think these lemons, yes, that's perfect. And yeah, if you have lemons, you have lemonade too, right? So that is our Polaroid section all covered. And then we can now have those gorgeous scenes for behind all these. And yeah, I'm trying to see where it would look best, and I think that's where we need it, because yeah, it's just sometimes that's how I like to position elements, because you're trying to build a whole scene, and sometimes you do have to kind of picturize those being put down and how you can see it. Yeah, that is just perfect for that corner. And I know it is kind of, I'm mixing in a bit of the Tuscan elements as well in between, but for the most part, I think it is in Santorini, Greece. And I can definitely relate all the scenes from the Amalfi Coast and the Tuscan villages, but then I'm trying to limit myself to the blue and white color scheme, and maybe possibly that green and yellow as well, but not too much. And that's a beautiful Tuscan cottage scene. I remember some of the restaurants we had eaten at had very similar look. And I'm impressed by the variety that Planything is providing these days. And I also love the fact that some of the elements are bigger in sizes and not just all smaller sizes as it used to be. So there's a good mix in the sizes also. So let me know if you are also a fan of that, or do you prefer all smaller elements? Yeah, I did place that there, but then I do come and change it at the end. And yeah, I'm just using the scraps there for now, but I will come and change it. And it is again going to be, it's like building a scene. So I start with one element, and then if I don't like what I see, I can always come and change it. Just be a bit gentle. And with the Arch and Olive journals, you don't have to quite worry about the quality, because it's a nice thick 160 GSM paper. And by the time you see this video, the Arch and Olive Everyday Collection would have dropped, and it's a stunning release. Undated planners, new covers, deluxe covers, and lots of fun goodies to choose from. Hope you get to check out those. And now I'm taking out the washi tapes, and I definitely want to bring in this blue one. So just trying to provide like an outline for all these Dutch door pages. And that is, yeah, I like when I can do it with my nails, but sometimes I find that yeah, using my washi cutter to kind of press it down at the spine usually secures it in place, and it gives a more of a finished look. And I want to introduce this one. I wanted to bring in some black and white, and I think the circle stickers, I mean, not the stickers, the circle patterns on the washi tape really goes with the whole water and the water droplets and all of those elements. And I'm just keeping it at that. And I have, yeah, just finishing that off. And please find all the tools I'm using, including the washi cutter, which is from Live Love Posh. And again, my code Priya10 can be used for 10% off at Live Love Posh. And there is some fun releases coming very, very soon. So you might want to stay tuned. There are fun, the fall releases I can't even imagine, because the fall releases are just around the corner, both from Planything and Live Love Posh. And yeah, I'm sure the other small businesses are also following suit, and it is going to be so fast. I mean, 2025 had just started, and we are already looking at the third quarter. And I'm surprised to see Halloween decor and yeah, people talking about fall. I personally don't mind cooler weather, but yeah, I know time is just flying by so fast, and it is going to be here before you know. So you might want to keep an eye out for all the new releases coming. And let's bring in a scooter, a Vespa. And I did place it again, but I did go ahead and move things around again. You will see. And I want a big element for just near that window. And I think this would make for that perfect scene. Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah, let's just secure that. And we have, yeah, I think this washi tape was like spot on. It's just perfect for all the summary spreads. And I'm going with this washi tape only until here, because we have the black and white washi at the back. And now, what else do we need? We need some finishing touches for sure, because we do not want all of these white spaces in the background pages. So I'm going to add this black and white one. I need to move it a bit down. And just like that, I have to do it for the third time. Third time. And that I think will be good. So that way you will also have a space to walk into that beach if you want to step out, you know. And we also have all of these elements which will definitely come in the clusters. And we do have some starfish and some of those shells. And of course, we do have more of the beachy elements. And that's going to be Yeah, and I think I will bring in the handbag, but yeah, I think that looks like the perfect spot. And that is, yeah, that's good. So that camera was just perfect for that spot. But then I don't quite like how that Vespa just sits there. And yeah, I will be moving that one as well. And it is at two different levels, so I don't quite like how it looks. So I'm just keeping it at that. And I'm just going to cut around the Polaroid. And that is that page done. So again, this was, I wasn't sure how it's gonna turn out, but then whenever I try new things, sometimes, most of the time I like it, but sometimes I don't. And I'm getting started with some functional boxes. I mean, I don't really need it here, but sometimes I like to have the boxes just so that I can highlight some of the elements that I have, like the highlights of the day or something that happened. And all of those can really be used to be highlighted. And I think I should try and put down the boxes a bit more straight. So just trying to throw in a few clusters here. And I did not realize that after a bit, my camera had actually shut off. So I had just, I didn't realize that my iPad had actually died. So I kept on talking, I kept on doing. I did not keep on talking. Come on, I like to do the voiceovers because when I do my spreads, I like to just be quiet. So I did film, but then I thought I would just come and talk to you a bit when I realized it did not record. So that is our, yeah. So these clusters come together in a jiffy because you have so many of those elements that you can bring in, and you can even have some of the elements to sit right on top, and sometimes it can just blend into the main scenes happening on the pages, or it can just be a standalone kind of cluster. And I do have a good mix of all these colors we have going on. And whenever I can, I try to create a good balance. And that is the next set. Again, we do have enough of these greens and blues and yellows. And yes, so now I'm back the next day because, yeah. And so, as you can see, there are multiple collections in here. This was the Amalfi Coast, and the last one was more of a desert vibe. So I brought in these elements to fill some of that white space, and the Vespa was changed for a more toned down one. And I did add some washi tapes here, and again all of these olive branches and lemon branches are also here. I did add some lines to the boxes using the Muji pens, and I also have a lot of these elements from the earlier pages. I did bring in some washi also, and it was a nice pop of color right at the bottom. And again, I switched these out for those summer dresses. I mean, I think this was a cactus. The cacti were there, and I switched it for more of the beach decor and attire that we need. And I just went ahead and created some cozy scenes just to pull it all together. And of course, the shells and the seashells and the starfish are all from the page. And I did get some flat corners or flat edges rather, and I think it turned out really pretty. So let me know what you think, and please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification so that you wouldn't miss any of the fun videos coming. And please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And please find all the information about this sub box, this set of sub boxes rather, and all the other elements I used, all the other products I used, everything in the description. And let me know what you think. How fun were these Dutch doors? I think I really love this fun, unique one. And yeah, I just have a few more pages to go in this journal, and I will be all ready for the whole month of September. I did move that yacht as well so that I can just have the whole yacht scene. And I'm also moving that seashell a bit, moving it very carefully. And I think we can squeeze in one more, yeah, because I think there was the white space that was visible from the front. So I'm going to be adding that hat. And I think, yeah, I think that summer hat is what's needed. And I think that should be the final touch. Yeah, I think that's good. And that should complete this Mediterranean Wonders spread. Yeah, I really love how it turned out. And yeah, such fun Dutch dolls. And thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.